There is one. That's not the one that I was looking for. This one came here and that's not a part of the school. There's a school there, but they don't want to bite. Who knows what they are? And we said we're ending the video, but I want to catch one fish from that school. This is a nice fish though. And he angry. He is angry. Let him get tired. Look, look, look. Look at what my trolling motor is doing. Luckily I don't care that, because I'm sure I don't mind being far. It's okay, get tired before you jump. It's okay. It's okay, get tired. Run around. Run around. Maybe I will end the video with this fish. It feels good. Because what if I catch a little... Oh, maybe it's a channel catfish. It's kind of rolling around. Let me see your body a little bit. He's not interested in jumping at all. Bubbles. Bubbles. It is a channel catfish. I haven't seen him, but because of the bubbles it must be. Or a drum. Too big of a fight for a drum. Man, I think I saw him, but because he came off right in the glare. Wow. Decent channel, man. Not a blue. Decent channel. Hunting around the mooring sail. That is a decent channel. And he is absolutely beautiful eat. Maybe I should go give it to these guys over there. His body is just perfectly clean. Now my gloves will be perfectly nasty when I'm done with him. Because that's what channel cats do to you. But his body is clean from parasites. He is one beautiful channel catfish. I have to retire now. I'm not doing that. We're gonna end the video with this. At least it's a good size fish. Yeah, look how open the hook is. But it held. It held. Yeah. Oh, look at him. What I'm more pleasantly surprised is not the size, but look how clean this fish is. Fish in Tennessee River, I'm catching a lot of fish with sores. This fish is clean. I mean, clean. I would eat this fish. Okay, I'm not gonna, but I can eat it without too much concern. Folks, I know you don't like this scenery, but I was passing through. There's quite a few fish right in the shade there. And they started spilling water already. They weren't supposed to be, but once they start spilling water, a lot of my honey holes downstream don't produce anymore. I'm sure they still produce, but you need heavier tackle to fight the current, get down, all of that. I'm not sure I'm gonna find something really amazing. There it is, on the first cast. So I do want to... Man, that's not even a bad fish. Let me fight him gently. Yeah, I don't know if I'll find something much better. Also, you know, a lot of times all you catch here is dink, but I have some excellent bass caught here. I have a 3-pound Kentucky caught here. I have a 7-pound drum. There's no counting how many catfish. I don't even put these slimy little things. Ah! No, this is not good. This is not good. There is no excuse for this. There is no excuse for this. Drag was not tight at all. This line broke from somewhere very high. Not even the knot. This line broke very high. Man, this hurts because this was a good fish. I felt it and I took my time. Didn't want to rush it. And the other reason is I have only 2 jig heads left. So I don't even know if I should tie another one. Maybe later when we take a break. Let's cast. I have a tungsten here, but it's only 2 grams. This hook is really small. Honestly, this gold hook is worse. Honestly, it's worse than my jig heads. I know it's Daiwa, but I promise you, my... Get out of there. My hooks are better. My hooks are better than the gold hooks that Daiwa is selling. No way. Another fish. Lost him, but there is no gap on this hook. There is just no gap. This is a very small kind of a crappie jig head. I'll give it one more shot. There is a pontoon over there who thinks they're really cool. They think they're really cool. And they're blasting their speakers at 7:30 in the morning. They're probably drunk too. I hope at least their driver is not drunk. They're hitting there. That's why I stopped here. Maybe I need to... This one is... Both of these 2-pound ester lines are not reliable. They're not reliable because, okay, if it's brand new, it's fine. But I have fished with this line all the way here. He came and ate it. I have fished with this line. You know, I've caught many fish with it. So there is abrasion. The line is not brand new to begin with. If you have fluorocarbon or some thicker line, even if it's not 100%, you can still make it to the boat. But with ester, if it's not brand new, there's another fish, I'm telling you. Water is a little bit cooler and these fish are hungry. Oh, the pontoon full of cool guys is leaving. Well, that's a relief, because maybe the other mooring cell will have a bunch of fish too. Wondering if I should just switch to the Yamaga blanks because I have 3-pound line here and I already lost a good fish. I have a feeling I can catch something. Look, this guy inhaled it. You gotta be more careful, brother. See, I landed 2 dinks, but the first good fish I lost. But honestly, I've said in so many videos, that one is not 2.1, it's 2.3 pound ester, but it's not good for bass fishing because bass can be very jerky. And again, people tell, yeah, but 2 pound is still enough. I know 2 pound is enough, folks, but that's if you spool a brand new spool of line on your reel and you haven't cast yet. But I have fished with that line on that reel. That line is actually, you're not gonna believe it, but it's 2 years old. And sometimes you cast very far just to get the twist out of the line. That's what I do. That line is very old and probably no more than 50-60% of the... Why is there more music coming out of there? Is there someone on the bank there with the music? I don't think you can pick it up. But it bothers me, I cannot fish like that. Oh man, this music is so loud. I know you guys cannot hear it, but it bothers me. Why, bro? 8 in the morning, bro. You're already drunken with the loud music. What a bad way to exercise freedom. Get drunk and turn up the music. There's one. Okay. A little bit of weight. 2.3 pound ester. Okay. Oh. Let's take time with this one. If you keep the rod tip high, when he makes a big run, you can let the rod tip fall down. See? Perhaps the drag alone wouldn't be able to absorb all of this. So the wrist acts as another shock absorber. See? The wrist acts as a shock absorber because when the tip is up, if you drop it down, you have another 6-7 feet of extra give there, and it can give, the wrist can give line much more readily than the drag. Decent, definitely decent bass here. Definitely decent bass. Already is better than anything I caught here last trip. Already better. You know, if you take your time fighting the bass when it's deep and not in a hurry to pull it out and in the boat. Oh, he ate it good. When he finally comes to the boat, he's so tired that he doesn't have energy to jump out. Know what I mean? Now this here, let me give you a good background. This is a proper tub. This fish is fat. There ain't no hungry spotted bass. I don't know if it's spotted, Alabama, Kentucky. Alright folks, we retied both rods. I tied on another 1.5 number 8 with a Tickler Z super glued. Hopefully we don't lose this one. I just don't know what to do with the guy with the music over there. The current increased big time. The 1.5 number 8 is not cutting it right now. We gotta switch back to the tungsten. I have a 2 gram tungsten tied and 2.5 gram tungsten tied. Huh? Chappy chappy? That's a chappy chappy. Come on. Chappy chappy, E.T. chappy, no? I got 2 chappy chappies, but I definitely cannot get to the bottom with this kind of current. When you see the water hitting the mooring sail and coming back, that means the back current is really strong. So maybe I should cast far from the mooring sail. Wait for it to... Man, he's turning the music even louder. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's worth taking the chance and asking him to turn it down. Who blows loud music at 8 in the morning? Who? Even if you drank last night, wake up, make a coffee, eat an egg, try to recover. Why are you blasting the music? What's wrong with you? Yeah, the lead is not gonna cut it, folks. It might cut it later when, let me just guess one more time, really close, when the current drops back down. Huh? That was a tap. I just much prefer tapping and feeling the bite in the middle of Twitch, but it doesn't work. It's Sunday. Go to church. What are you doing 8 in the morning with the freaking jet ski already? Oh. Terrible cast. Music and jet ski. It's September. Maybe the cast was not terrible because the current took it where it needs to be. Maybe it's not that terrible. I knew it. It's not that terrible. Yeah, they're in the shade. If you don't have live scope, they're in the shade. Yeah, let's do some wrist shock absorption. And elbow. Your elbow lifts the rod up too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Come on, jump. It's okay, jump. You can jump one time. Yep. Smaller can tuck. Or spot. Choo! Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Oi, 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 oi. Look at him making runs. This is so not good for Esterline. Okay, not a bad fish at all. Let me tell you, this is not a bad fish. Not as good as the previous one. I might have lipped him on the outside, but he was definitely messing with it. Don't tell me you're innocent. You were definitely messing with it. I'm assuming you can't hear the music. But if you can, that video would be ruined. Sometimes YouTube cannot tell. If the volume is very low, YouTube cannot read the music and cannot hit you with the license bullshit. Another decent fish, man. All of these fish that I'm catching and losing here are better than the last time. I feel the temperatures have dropped and bigger fish moved in shallow. These fish are definitely better. Just watch my previous video here. They were real dinks. And they're still not trophies, but no, this music is becoming too much. Maybe I will go try to talk to him. I'll try to be very nice and at least turn it down. He's blasting the speakers. Yeah, I'll go talk to him. I think he's behind that tree. And I can check with live scope the other mooring sail. This one is not done. This mooring sail still has fish. I just need to take care of the music. I mean, even if you listen music, the way I listen music, I wouldn't bother anybody. I can enjoy music and still wouldn't bother anybody. Even this one is not bad. Even this one is not bad. I'm gonna cut the video here. Give me 10 minutes. I'll make a quick run and go try to talk to him. Well, wouldn't you know it? Sometimes a little diplomacy pays off. He turned it down. He's still listening, but that doesn't bother me at all. I can barely even hear it. I just didn't want the loudspeakers. See, let me cast in front of this mooring sail a few times before I move back to the other one. Just for some information, to tell you the truth, this one is a little bit deeper and it doesn't have as many fish. And I don't feel like waiting another 4 seconds on every cast to drop to the bottom. But there is some... It looks exactly the same otherwise. The shady area, there is some fish in the shade. Tap. It felt like a crappie tap. Very gentle. Another tap. Tappity tap tap. Come on, eat it or leave it alone. Leave it or step aside, brother. Leave it or step aside. Yeah, let's loosen the drag a little bit, just in case somebody decides to go super athletic with me. Man, what difference the weather makes. The water cooled off and the fish became aggressive, folks. I mean, these fish are not waiting for me to kind of tickle them on the nose. You have to run it close to them, just close enough, and they will come out and give chase. Now in the summer I was catching dinks here, but my gosh, you have to see where they are. You have to run it right in front of their nose and not too fast, because if it's too fast they don't want to chase again. I mean, it's a torture. The water cools off and these fish will chase. The 1.5 number 8. He held him, even though there was no penetration, but that's not because of the hook. The hook will penetrate, but I'm afraid to lose another jig head, so my drag is real loose right now, and I try to play them long enough so they tire. Yeah, we got several beautiful taps even before the connection. I don't know why tap though. This bass can inhale it. It doesn't need to tap, but he tapped. Show you my live scope. When I find the fish, I point it away, because I can't see my jig anyway. Then why should tap? Why should I keep it here so it can spook the fish? I'm kind of leaning towards fish being able to at least feel the radiation from the sonar, because the sonar gives out radiation. That's radiation, some kind of radiation of something. So many bites, man, even here, away from the mooring sail, and they're still here. I told you, they're still here. They come and chase. That never happens in the summer. They come here and they still chase. But yeah, I was saying, I feel these fish detect the radiation, and depends on what kind of state they are. If they're already kind of not very aggressive, that might spook them, and I think they scoot over and get out of the tickle. They get out of the tickle, but if they're aggressive, they don't care, obviously. But just in case. Oh my goodness! Good smallmouth, but he threw it. Oh my goodness. Good smallmouth, but he threw it. He shook it off professionally. That was a 2-pound smallmouth, but he shook it off absolutely professionally. Absolutely professionally. Let's give him a clap. Let's give him a hand. He didn't really fight. This fish was big. He didn't really fight. kind of swimming around, but once it got to the surface, he put all of his energy into this backflip and shook it off. And I never penetrated, of course. I have a rod with which I can penetrate. With the 3-pound, I think with my jigs are so thin. I think with the 3-pound line I will penetrate, but I enjoy fishing like this finesse. Tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap. Look at the tip, tappity, tappity, tappity. Loaded. Even here there is fish. They are just out and feeding today. Now that's a dink. We have no problem landing the dinks, but 2 nice fish today and lost them both. First one is still swimming with my jig. No, I'm kidding. There's no way it's still swimming with my jig. My jigs do not penetrate. It'll shake it off in less than a minute. Okay. Even he is, he's a dink for Tennessee River, but these ponds that I'm fishing around the house, I catch even smaller over there. Yeah, let's keep working the Tikvar Z. I just enjoy twitching more than swim bait. I've told you. My number one, if I can catch a fish any way I want, I prefer to twitch. Then between swim bait and float, that's a tap already. Between swim bait and float, that's another one. It's kind of hard to choose. I think I prefer float over swim bait. For some reason, swim bait, I love it too, but it's my least enjoyable method, even though it's the most effective probably. Just because it's kind of monotonous and boring, especially when you're not catching fish. He shook it off too. Maybe we need the 3-pound line and start penetrating, because I'm trying to hold them with pressure. And the rod is bending, there is pressure. Other than backflip in the air, I don't think they can shake it off. But the backflip in the air for a moment creates too much slack for the tip of the rod to retrieve. But the bite is good, and this fish was not something that I regret losing. Okay, I regret losing, but it's not a big loss. No crappie. Tap, tap. Man, when they are aggressive, what is the water temperature? It doesn't want to show me. The water temperature is lower. The algae died off. You gotta be kidding me. 0 for 3 on the last 3 fish, and all 3 shook it off with a backflip in the air. Tap. Yeah, it feels like a crappie tap. Feels very nice. Know what to do with this one. We lost 3 in a row with the backflip in the air. This one is not too big, but I'm afraid to bring him up to surface too soon. Maybe it is kind of big. Maybe it is. I'm gonna loosen my drag even more. No, it's not. I don't know. No, that's too much. By the way, this Luvius had such a nasty resistance when I unboxed it, and had resistance for a very long time, for 1 year. But little by little the resistance is gone, and it still feels nice. Maybe I don't have oil inside the mag seal anymore. Maybe I lost it, but the reel feels nice, so I don't care if I have mag seal or no. It feels better than I opened it, to tell you the truth. It's still not presso though. It's still not presso, but the resistance no longer bothers me. By the way, I'm not too stupid when it comes to performance. I can enjoy fishing with a lot of reels if the reel has some other feature that I really like. It doesn't have to be like the lowest resistance. What if it has a little resistance? That's not the end of the world, especially for swim bait or float fishing. That's not the end of the world at all. Now if I'm twitching a 1 gram trout magnet around bluegill beds, that is the one application, that's really the only application where I need 2.1 pound ester line, I need a Japanese rod and Japanese reel, and the reel has to be with very low resistance. That's kind of the only application. I know you guys are catching these smallies and running creeks in the summer. Asking me, Victor, go wade some creeks, you're gonna kill them smallies. I ain't wading creeks, folks, let me tell you. I ain't wading creeks. Now I might do some bank fishing videos, even on rivers and creeks, but it's not gonna be wading. I'm gonna drive to a comfy spot. I'm gonna cast. Look, it's right. No penetration. Maybe a little bit of penetration. I take that back. Maybe a little bit of penetration. Let's take a. What happened? Where's the jig head? Let's take a good picture for a thumbnail. What do you guys think? Is it 2 pounds? I don't know. Maybe not. I have a scale, but what's the point? I think it's close to 2 pounds. It weighed. It was heavy. Let's get back in there. Why am I so far? What happened? What happened? Yeah, when they're aggressive, even your cast is not good. They come out, they chase. They want to play ball. Huh? I fish already. I mean, you don't have to be very good. You don't have to be very good in fishing. When they want to play ball. See, I was first too far, now I'm too close. I definitely don't want to spook them. Even this one feels decent. Not a giant, decent. Maybe we should switch to 3 pound line. What if we catch a 4 pounder? Which we can. We really can catch a 4 pounder here. This fish is hanging in there. It's hanging in there. The worst is when they swim up to the surface too soon. They haven't lost their power yet. That is a spot, but it is a good size spot. Oh my god. It was right here in the nose. It was right in the nose. He did exactly what all of them did. I'll put all of this just for fun. It's a little embarrassing. You see, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of advice. Victor, you should do this. Victor, you should do that. Victor, you should watch some bass YouTube channels. I'm not fishing with 3/0 hook. Don't go there. And I'm not fishing with braided line. Don't go there either. Let me tell you folks, there are 2 things you need to know about me. 1, I don't wear sandals. Screw that. I ain't putting my feet in sandals. Sandals make people look ridiculous. And 2, I don't fish with braid. I don't need to know how good it casts, how quiet it is, how strong it is. I don't use no braid. Tap tap. There is one. Maybe crappie. This one is a possible crappie. Maybe I caught the bass and now the crappie can finally get to the lure. It is a crappie. It is, even crappie can shake it off. You have to keep a line tight, but not too tight to pull it off. There we go. There we go. Oh, he ate it good. No, this one was not coming off. Maybe 10 and a halfer. Maybe 10 and a halfer. If I catch a 12-incher, I might actually even keep it. Not a good place to keep fish, but if I keep a couple of 12-inchers, won't be the end of the world, I think. There's another one. Is that crappie? Feels like a crappie again. Did I find them finally? Oh, I definitely don't want to switch to the bigger rod for the crappie. No, he's small but barely hooked. Ah, screw it, I'm lifting him. Here we go. Even he is small, but even he is like probably 9 inches, which is a keeper here. Awesome, man. Very, very awesome. This jig is very torn, but he will catch me a few more fish. That is just, he has to do it. Cast on the other side and try to run it where the shade is, as close as you can to the mooring sail, but not grabbing the ridges. The ridges are snaggy. There's another one. This one might be a bass. But if it's not a bass, and it's clicking kind of slow now, it's clicking, it is a bass. Oh, he spit out a bunch of, what is this, worms? Where did you find worms, bro? How did you, where there is no worms, where did you find these worms? He spit a bunch of food. I feel kind of bad for him because I'm gonna let him go, but he lost like several meals here. He spit a bunch of food. Did I tell you in my previous video that there is something about Kitek that attracts crappie? Yeah, that was a bite, I think. Maybe, who knows? Yeah. Oh, even here, way out of the red zone. Man, the real Kitek. That feels like a bass. Very energetic and a little more shoulders. I know you have a desire to see the fish and you want to lift it, but if you want to land it, better fight it under the surface. At least if you are with super ultralight. Yeah. Maybe he's decent. He'll be over 1 pound. But he's not gonna win any bass tournaments. He's a keeper though. He is so fat. Look at this fish. I think he is 15 inches. Let me look for a second. Just out of curiosity. I know it's not a... Just so I know what I'm fishing with here. No, he's only 14. I take that back. He ain't no 15 inches. Tapper. Second tapper. But no load. So many taps, no load. Okay, finally we loaded. Let's get out of here before we spook everybody. Man, even if you're bass fishing, ultralight fishing is still, I mean, anybody else on a bass boat, this fish will be airborne. They will flip it out in the air and it will touch the water twice before it hits the carpet. What's the fun in that? Good job you landed it. I mean, if you're fishing tournament for money to feed your family, I get that. But then people watch professional anglers ski these fish on the surface and they think that's the right way to fight fish. Look at, I mean, this fish is nowhere near 1 pound. But we had a great fight and he's hooked like everybody else. Just gently, not even penetration, it's kind of grabs something sticky here. So these fish are released without even a puncture. There is one. And that's the third cast. It took 3 casts to get a bite. You would think after you rest the spot, they would be eager to start playing ball again. Yeah. Don't jump now. Don't jump. Give me 10 more seconds of fight and then come to the surface. It's like fighting big trout in the current. It takes a little bit of skill. Because I do have good current here. Look what's going on. I still don't want to lift it too soon. Yep, look at my trolling motor. Look, all the way on the bank. What the hell are you doing there, Jude? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Jude? Why did you go on the bank? I have you on spot lock. Why did you go on the bank? Huh? Why? I'm tightening the drag. Come here, fish. Come here, fish. Okay. We got him in the net. Good fish. Let me get out of here because the stupid trolling motor is either into the mooring sail or on the bank. Never in the middle. Just never. Stupid freaking... Yep, that's why he doesn't want to turn. It's absolutely full. Oh, that's how you can snap the tip of your rod. That's exactly how you can do it. Man, do I need to lift this to clean this shit? Well, next time don't go there. What business do you have? Is this where I spot locked you? No. I spot locked you way over there. Why are you going on the bank? Until Elon Musk makes a spot lock, we're never gonna have a good spot lock. Garmin and Lawrence just don't know or don't care, but if so many years they didn't do a good spot lock, they're just not gonna do it. Here we go. Ow, ow, ow. Good fat Kentucky, not the biggest of the day, but fat, healthy fish. We did land him without too much damage.